Hello, and welcome to another episode of Automate Office Work. I'm your host, Justin. Today's topic is simple wiki. Now, today's scenario, I alluded to it on a previous episode when we were doing onboarding. One of the tabs for a resource for in the onboarding resources was a kind of a wiki for acronyms and jargon that are in the department. This could be very useful to anyone joining your organization where you have specialty terms that you use and new people don't know them. So I thought today would be a great time to go through that project and just map it out a little bit. It is not built yet, but we will start from the very beginning. So, kind of like treat this like I am your consultant, and we are going to build something small and customized and give you exactly what you need, but we're not doing code yet. Today, we are just doing the planning, mapping out what you need to do so that we know exactly the solution that will fit our needs. All right. So I'll bring over a Word, Microsoft Word, where we can start mapping this out. For those of you who are listening on audio only through Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I will try to describe anything that I'm doing with words so that it's enjoyable for you as well. But for those of you who are following visually, you can do so on YouTube and on LinkedIn. On LinkedIn, this is a live broadcast most Fridays in the afternoon Amsterdam time, which is the mornings US time. And you can always follow along in the recording afterward as well. Uh, my name is Justin. I am a corporate lawyer. I studied computers and linguistics before law. So, as I worked as an in house lawyer at a large corporation for 10 years, I just started automating everything that I did, including things like this just simple, easy little things that could have a big impact on people. All right. So this is a simple wiki. All right. The first thing we need to do is we need to decide what are the different kinds of screens that are going to be available, the different kinds of interfaces. All right. We also have a list of our users. And I don't mean the individuals, I mean their roles. What types of people are going to be coming here? Do we want to give them different kinds of access based on who the role that they have, possibly? And lastly, we have database tables. And this is how we keep track of all the data that is being put into our system. We need to kind of know upfront all those different data points so we can have a proper place to put the data and to be able to work with it. All right. And also, I want to I guess before we start going, I do want to go over there. I have an acronym that I use a lot in my design. It's called CRUD. And this is everything that you do with the data that is going to be in these database tables. The C stands for create. We want to be able to create data. Um, and the R stands for retrieve. We want to be able to find that data, look it up, and get that data in the future. We want to be able to update the data, so like modify it or update it in the future. And the last one, we want to be able to delete that data. I'm not sure that we'll be deleting here. We might allow our users to delete some things, but I have a feeling that like a wiki article is probably not going to be deleted very often. Okay, so that's the basics of CRUD. All right, let's go over the screens that are going to be on this project. I'm thinking that I would like to have a screen that is and for me, this is going to be a web page. I do have a web page for my department. My department is the legal department. I would like to put this at legal slash, what do I call this? Maybe a dictionary. I was also thinking, do I call it jargon, acronyms? Probably the very most general way to call this is going to be dictionary. So it'll be a dictionary. Okay. And on that page, we are going to have, uh, well, it's going to be the home page by default. And that home page, I think on the left, I'm going to have a column with a list of the words, a list of the different pages that are going to exist. On the right side, I want to have content of the article chosen. If no article, blank page, welcoming the user, and a brief description. And I guess for possibly just for fun, default page is called home. Okay, and so this will be editable by I guess whoever has the rights to edit this. The whole page is going to be a page in itself. Okay. All right. Let's go through. What does a page look like? Definition of a page. And I mean a page for a word. Let's do a word page. What are the things that are always present when you have a word page? Well, the first one is we're going to have a title. We're also going to have a URL to get to that. So, like the title might be General Data Protection Regulation, and we say GDPR in parentheses. But the URL will be something like word equals GDPR. Okay, so that's that. We're going to have a creation date, last modified date. We're going to have a creator. We are going to have, what else? We're going to have some content. This is going to be freely typed paragraphs. And at the bottom, I think we'll also have some see also, and it'll have links to related words as well. I think that's really nice. What else? We might also have, I'm trying to think, like maybe we could have some other words, like general data protection. Regulation could also mean GDPR. So what if the person, I guess, imagine that these two words were very far apart from each other in the dictionary, and you want your user to be able to find the page no matter which one they're looking up. If they're going to go look up GDPR or if they're going to look up General Data Protection Regulation, they should have it in, say, in two different places and have the same list. And then this GDPR listing would also point to the same page for General Data Protection Regulation. I think this would be a very nice user experience. Just have it in both places. I think it would also be really cool if on the left side, at the top, put a search box and the user can just start typing. And we need to be able to show underneath like a drop down menu of the hits that have been found so far. We need to be able to search not just from the beginning of these words, but in the middle as well. So like let's say we had a page and it said like the GDPR. So if a person came to search for GDPR, as soon as they started typing G, that should appear on the list. Okay. We also need to have like a maximum number of hits that are shown because we don't want to show like thousands in a drop down menu, maybe just the first 10 hits. Okay. So, yeah, this sounds like a great way to design this. Good user experience for our new people. Okay. So, we're going to have some freely typed just text. I don't think we're going to be adding pictures. Images would be a little bit more complicated for our like word processing. If you just let your users, possibly we could allow them to like underline and bold, but that's also not that needed, I don't think. So maybe we're just going to allow the content is going to be freely typed paragraphs. Okay. There's going to be yeah, I'm thinking keep this simple, right? This is a simple wiki. Okay, some other words that are related to this. Okay, so that is a word page. Just by viewing, this is the viewing rights that people have and the data that's associated with those. The next page that we need is to create a new page. Okay, and we need an edit page as well. So you can view the page by default. You can click and create a new page and edit page. Okay. Um, when you're creating a new page or edit page, well, on the new page, user becomes creator. I am also thinking, like, should we have a lock? Um, Creator can lock the page so nobody else can edit it. Okay. So in the wiki kind of ethos, you allow everybody to edit everything. I think we are going to allow anybody to create a new page. So even a newbie can come and create a new page if they recognize like there's a new thing that I've never heard. I came here, looked it up, didn't find it. I think that it would be great if they can create a new page. Okay. There might be a page that is like so fundamental to your team or whatever. You want to be able to have the rights around it and lock it. Possibly we could even have editors then. You could so if it's locked, create a list of editors with rights. Okay, so we could do that. On the editing page, uh, creator is locked. Only creator or editor can switch the lock switch. Okay, so you can't just have anybody come and lock it down or unlock it. Only these people. Okay, so if you have the edit rights, you can edit the title, edit the URL, content, and related. Okay, so we've got a viewing page, we've got a list to go to these different pages. We've got plus new. So that's going to be maybe somewhere at the top of the list or the bottom of the list, the left-hand column list of words. I'm not sure. Maybe we put it in both places. But you go to a page, there's going to be a title to the page. If the person has edit rights, there will be a link to be able to edit, and you'll be taken to an edit page, which will be filled in with the current content, and you can edit that. Okay. I think, yeah, I missed something. Okay. So also on a, a words page, underneath the other words, we're going to have a comments section. And people can leave comments, can read everyone else's comments. Okay, so maybe like they don't want to make an edit. Maybe they don't have the right to edit, but they want to be able to communicate something like there's something has changed, something needs to be updated. They can do that. And comments get emailed to creator/editors. So if there's just a small list of editors, a creator, they will be emailed. So you can communicate with them and then they can make the change if they want to. All right. I'm also thinking like I did have a brief thought about like making a history log of all the changes, but I'm also thinking in the spirit of keeping this simple, we can just skip that if we really wanted to. But if it became important for you, that would be an extra kind of a table that you would have, possibly another page, like a history page, where you list every action taken by every single person. And yeah, keep track of the content at the time that they took that action. Okay, so that's it for our screens. Okay, our users, there really should be like a global admins that can override anything. So like let's say you have an editor who or a creator who locked down a page so nobody else can edit it. But then if they leave the company and nobody has edit rights, you need somebody who can override them. So you've got global admins, you've got creator slash editors on a per page basis. And you've got viewers. That's basically everyone in the department. Okay, global admins, creators, viewers. Okay, and we should allow them can also delete pages. Okay. So, okay, database tables. We need a list of the global admins. That doesn't necessarily have to be in a database. It can be in some other structured place where maybe you just list them out in a text file and your system just opens that text file to see the list of people. It's basically just a flat array. So you're going to have, like, if you were to put this into a database, it would be a single column, which don't really need a database then. You could just have a flat array in a text file. Okay, the next one is pages. And we're going to have some columns. We're going to have an ID. We're going to have a title. We're going to have a URL. We're going to have a creator, created, modified, editors. We're going to have a locked, which is true, false. We're going to have content, related content. Okay, and then we're going to have another table called comments, and that is also going to have, each one is going to have a unique ID, but it will need to have a page ID, which is the ID of this on our pages. It will be related, so you'll have an association. A comment will be associated with a page. That page we have to identify with a unique identifier that never changes. So we're not going to use the title of the page. We're not going to use its URL because those things can change from time to time. So instead, we're going to use this ID. It's a unique number that just increments. Okay, comment is going to have a commenter. We're going to have a date. We're going to have a comment. And yeah, I think that's basically it. The date time, the actual comment itself. Okay, what else? Let's see if we've got any comments on the stream. All right, got some people liking. Okay, if you guys want to leave any comments during this, like, feel free. Also, if you would be interested in coming on and discussing this, maybe you've got some extra things that you think would be cool to feature here, or you might have your own kind of scenario that we can talk through. All right, there's a link that I put in the LinkedIn event, so anybody can come on here if you want. All right. My name is Justin. I'm a ex-corporate lawyer, and this is the kind of stuff, just the simple, easy stuff that could make a really big benefit for you. And also think about the rest of your work. Think about all the other stuff that would be useful if you were able to look it up in an organized way. You know, you might think like a directory of people in your department, maybe intake forms, maybe templates. You know, you could craft the user experience. Even think back to when you were new in the company. What would have made your transition to your company much smoother? You know, we can create these. Uh, I'm going to be creating this in SharePoint. You can create it in any other system that you have available. I usually work in SharePoint because this is what most people have available to them. We can freely use it. Often there's There are fewer restrictions from your IT department because they provided Microsoft Office to you. It's kind of like formulas and macros in Excel. If you figure out how to use Excel at a more advanced level, IT doesn't really care. You know, you say, IT, can I create a formula in Excel? They say, go ahead. We just provide the tools for you, right? And then Microsoft takes care of the security for us, takes care of the authentication, the encryption, the history, like all this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's very enjoyable to be able to just create inside of this. Also, you might notice that as we went through just mapping this out, we haven't really talked about any specific code. I do realize we did go into like data management a little bit, but we're not talking about a specific database at this point, like a specific technology. We're not talking yet about code. We're talking about like user experience and how the solution will be working. Once you write this out, you can then take this to your IT department. You are in a much better place where you can request that IT find a solution for you that does this, or possibly build it. This is such a small, simple thing. You might not have to spend millions of dollars on a huge system that would require lots and lots of change and budgets and lots of working meetings, right? So if you choose to go down the simple route, and you can be participating in how it's created or how it's built. Okay. Uh, when I was a lawyer working in a corporation, uh, I just started building these things. So, my attitude is that if you have the imagination to do this, you can figure it out as well. I figured it out on my own. I did not have mentors. I did not have podcasts. In fact, this is a big reason why I have created this podcast, is so that people who have the drive can find people with resources like myself. I love sharing. I love teaching people the basics of how to do this, how to map this out. And yeah, you have so many different technologies now that are available to you. You even have things like AI that could possibly help you in learning to build, and it can build it for you. But I would also say the main thing that you need when you're interacting with these tools, you need an imagination. You need an imagination of what's possible, and you need to be in the driver's seat designing exactly what you want it to be like. Because if you don't, the system, the AI, it's going to guess and try to give you something that at least looks good. It might not be good, right? I highly encourage everyone to really know your problem, define it, be able to go into the level of details, so that you could have a conversation. Like you could build it because you know it that deep, or you can evaluate something else, whether it's created by AI or whether you are approaching vendors who already have a solution. You need to be able to evaluate it, what it is that they are offering you, to make sure that it does meet your needs. And your needs might be specific, unique. Your needs might be different than other people's. For example, this simple wiki, you might have a need to keep it simple. People don't want to, like, when creating a new page, they don't want to have to go through like 20 different screens of categorizing everything and filling out every single box. Maybe just keep it simple. Maybe just say, here, write down some stuff that you think is important for people to know. It's going to be free. It's freely typed. Um, yeah. And that's another thing about using the resources that you have, starting where you are, uh, using what you have and doing what you can. It's a very good muscle to have. You'll be able to go on innovating and and you'll find even more things later. But as your organization does what you can and uses what you've got, you'll have a sense of accomplishment, and it changes your mindset. You see things the way they are, and that's not the way it has to be. You have opportunities for changing things and making things better. And as a team, then you have the spirit that we can change as a team together. Um, and change can come from anyone. It can come from anyone with an idea at any level in your department. Okay. So I like to foster these things for you. Uh, my name is Justin Turman. I have a website at automateofficework.com. I'm available for consulting. I can just give you advice on the way that you should go. I am available for solutions. So, just like I described this solution for you, if you need something like it or anything that is even adjacent to this, like you can think of like all these simple tools that would have such a big impact. I am available for this kind of work for you as well. And if you would like to hire me for education, I do conferences. I speak at conferences. I can lead workshops because it's not just technology that we need, it's also the people. So if you would like to have me participate with your department, and maybe we go through and brainstorm everybody's ideas, that's definitely a possibility. I also have an ideas platform. I demonstrated, well, slightly a previous version of this on a previous episode. I have gone through and I have made that ideas platform so much better, and I've made an installation module so that you can just point and click to install it on your own SharePoint. So I am planning on releasing this ideas platform for sale, so it'll be another another tool that I'm releasing as kind of a mass product, something that you can buy very quickly, put it onto your SharePoint, and you don't need me to come and set it up. I'll provide tutorials for you so that you can do it yourself. Okay, and then once you have that ideas portal up for your company, you the sky is the limit. Go find what people want. The little things that will have the biggest impact. Get people excited because then they get to participate in the change that improves things. Also, it democratizes ideas. Anybody can participate, anybody can submit an idea. Plus, anybody who's interested in participating in that idea. So, for example, maybe somebody starts the idea, but they don't know all the different angles, the facets of the problem. And you need to get more people involved who know the problem so that they can tell you, like, this is something that you need to keep in mind. So the more people we get involved in this, the better it'll be, the better the innovation. You also get some metrics in my ideas portal, like people can come and like the idea. So then you can take an idea to your leadership and let them know, like, look, we got a bunch of ideas. Here are the top three that are the most popular. And there's been a lot of talk defining exactly what the problem is. It looks like a pretty simple problem that we can have an easy fix to, and it will make a huge impact on our department. Okay. So that's the stuff that's coming up. If you do want to be uh, in the know of this kind of stuff, I do have a newsletter. You go to my website, automateofficework.com, and you scroll down. There is a newsletter field that you can sign up. Just submit your email address, and you'll receive all the communications, including upcoming podcasts. We do have a few of those. On the website, also, you can find all of the podcast episodes in all of their different formats. And there's all different kinds of like free resources that can help you on your journey to improve your work processes. All right. I think that's enough. We've gone for about 30 minutes now. Uh, if anybody wants to reach out to me, my name is Justin Turman. You can reach me at justin@automateofficework.com. I also there have a link to my LinkedIn profile. Feel free to reach out and connect with me. I am Justin Turman on LinkedIn, Turman. Currently in Amsterdam, a lawyer, coder, and linguist. And if anybody would like to connect and chat, I'm always happy to. Uh, I recently, this week, I attended a legal technology conference in Amsterdam, and I was surprised. There were about 1,000 people there, and several times I had people who I'd never met. They came up to me and they said that they love this podcast and the other posts that I do on LinkedIn. It makes me feel great to know that what I do is appreciated and that it's helping people. So if you have received help or if you need help, whatever, feel free to reach out and let's connect. All right. So with that, I wish you a good day and happy automating.